Welcome to a new colorful episode of Magic Bedtime Stories.
Oh my, Nicholas, you sound perkier than a rooster in the morning. Have you eaten a whole bag of cotton candy or what?
Not at all. I'm just so excited about tonight's episode. It's going to be totally...
Don't say crazy now.
Chameleon-tastic.
Chameleon-tastic? Is that even a word? What do you say, Aida?
Hello there. Well, I'm so pumped for tonight's episode that I'm almost changing colors with excitement.
Oh no, not you too, Aida. What's up with you two tonight?
We've just prepared something extra special. Right, Aida?
Absolutely. Tonight we're diving into a world of color-changing magic and long tongues.
Long tongues? Now I'm starting to get a bit worried.
Don't be, Tobias. Aida, would you like to tell our listeners what tonight's theme is?
With pleasure. Tonight we'll learn about fascinating creatures that can change color faster than Tobias can say, chameleon-tastic. Can you guess what it is?
Oh, I know. It must be chameleons.
Exactly. Good guess, Tobias. I've prepared some cool facts about chameleons. Are you ready to learn something new?
Absolutely. Fire away, Aida.
Here are the facts about chameleons.
Did you know that chameleons can change color? They have special cells in their skin that allow them to change color. Chameleons use their color changes to communicate with each other without words. For example, they can show if they're angry or scared by changing color.
Chameleons have a super long tongue. Their tongue can be twice as long as their entire body. If you were a chameleon, your tongue could be longer than a car. They use their long tongue to catch insects that they eat.
Chameleons have really weird eyes. They can move their eyes in different directions at the same time. One eye can look forward, while the other looks backward. This allows them to see almost everything around them without turning their head.
There are over 200 different kinds of chameleons in the world. Some are tiny, just a bit bigger than your thumb. Others can be as long as your arm. Most chameleons live in Africa, and many of them live on a big island called Madagascar.
Chameleons are masters at climbing. They have special feet with toes that can grip onto branches. They also have a tail that can curl around branches, just like an extra hand. This allows them to climb safely in trees and bushes.
Wow, I didn't know chameleons could do all that. Imagine having a tongue longer than a car.
Yeah, and being able to look in two directions at once. That must be handy when crossing the street.
Or when you want to eavesdrop on two different conversations at the same time.
Aida, you shouldn't eavesdrop on others.
Sorry, I was just kidding. But now I'm curious about tonight's story wish. Who have we heard from today?
Well, we've actually received a super fun story wish from Iona Maina, who's 5 years old and from South Salem, New York. She's even sent us a voice message.
How exciting! Shall we listen to it?
Absolutely. Here's Iona's wish.
Hi, my name is Iona, and I live in South Salem, New York, and
How old are you?
my age is, I'm 5.5, and I would like a story about a robot who goes on an adventure and finds a rooster. And the rooster grants the robot a wish, and the robot wishes that he had wings so it could fly. Thank you.
Wow, what a fantastic idea Iona has. A story about a robot who goes on an adventure and meets a rooster who grants him one wish, and the robot wishes for wings. That sounds exciting.
Yes, indeed. It reminds me a bit of the chameleon's ability to change color and shape. Imagine if the robot in the story could do that.
Good connection, Tobias. I've actually already written a story based on Iona's wish. It's called The Robot's Rooster Adventure.
Oh, I can hardly wait. Tobias, would you like to read the story for us?
I'd love to. I'm going to read the story The Robot's Rooster Adventure for you. Get ready for a magical adventure. Once upon a time, in a bustling city filled with skyscrapers and busy streets, there lived a little robot named Rusty. Rusty was different from the other robots in the city. While they were content with their daily routines, Rusty dreamed of adventure and longed to explore the world beyond the city limits. One day, as Rusty was walking through the city park, he noticed a flyer stuck to a tree. It read, "Experience the countryside. Take the train to Green Meadows Farm." Excited by the prospect of an adventure, Rusty decided to embark on a journey. The next morning, Rusty boarded the train, his circuits buzzing with anticipation. As the city faded into the distance, Rusty marveled at the changing landscape. Rolling hills, vast fields, and towering trees replaced the familiar sight of tall buildings and busy streets. When Rusty arrived at Green Meadows Farm, he was amazed by the sights, sounds, and smells of the countryside. He saw cows grazing in the fields, sheep bleating in the distance, and butterflies fluttering from flower to flower. But what caught his attention the most was a proud rooster perched atop a fence post, its feathers gleaming in the sunlight. As Rusty approached the rooster, it turned its head and, to Rusty's surprise, spoke. "Well, well, well," said the rooster. "What do we have here? A city robot in the countryside. How unusual." Rusty, taken aback by the talking rooster, replied, "Hello, I'm Rusty. I've come from the city to experience an adventure. I've never seen a rooster before, let alone one that can talk." The rooster chuckled and said, "I'm not just any rooster, my metallic friend. I'm Roderick the Remarkable, and I have the power to grant wishes. But be warned, I only grant one wish per visitor, so choose wisely." Rusty's eyes lit up with excitement. A wish. He had so many things he wanted, but one desire stood out above all others. "Oh, Roderick," Rusty exclaimed, "if I could have any wish, I would want wings. I've always dreamed of soaring through the sky, feeling the wind rush past me and seeing the world from above." Roderick nodded solemnly. "A wish for wings, eh? That's a big request, but not impossible. Are you sure that's what you want, Rusty? Remember, you only get one wish." Rusty thought for a moment, then nodded firmly. "Yes, I'm sure. More than anything, I want to fly." "Very well," said Roderick. He flapped his wings and crowed loudly. "Cock-a-doodle-doo, let the wish come true." A shower of golden sparks erupted from Roderick's feathers, swirling around Rusty in a magical whirlwind. Rusty felt a tingling sensation in his back, and suddenly, two beautiful metallic wings sprouted from his shoulders. They were sleek and shiny, with gears and cogs that moved seamlessly as Rusty tested them out. "Wow!" Rusty exclaimed, flapping his new wings experimentally. "They're perfect, but how do I use them?" Roderick laughed. "Well, my friend, that's the adventure part. Learning to fly is part of the journey. Why don't you give it a try?" Rusty took a deep breath, or what would be a deep breath for a robot, and began to flap his wings harder. Slowly but surely, he felt his feet leave the ground. He wobbled in the air, unsteady at first, but with each passing moment, he grew more confident. "I'm doing it!" Rusty shouted with joy. "I'm flying!" As Rusty soared higher and higher, he saw the world from a whole new perspective. The farm below looked like a patchwork quilt of green fields and colorful crops. In the distance, he could see the glittering city where he came from. And beyond that, mountains, forests, and even the sparkling blue ocean. Rusty spent the rest of the day flying around the countryside, exploring places he never thought he'd see. He glided over tranquil lakes, zoomed through fluffy clouds, and even raced a flock of birds. As the sun began to set, Rusty returned to the farm, landing gracefully next to Roderick. "Thank you so much," Rusty said, his voice filled with gratitude. "This has been the most amazing day of my life." Roderick smiled. "I'm glad you enjoyed your wish, Rusty. But remember, the real magic isn't in the wings themselves, but in the adventures they'll lead you to and the people you'll meet along the way." Rusty nodded, understanding the wisdom in Roderick's words. He realized that his new wings weren't just a means of flight, but a gateway to endless possibilities and adventures. As Rusty prepared to head back to the city, he turned to Roderick and said, "I'll never forget this day, or the kindness you've shown me. I promise to use these wings, not just for my own enjoyment, but to help others and spread joy wherever I go." Roderick nodded approvingly. "That's the spirit, Rusty. Now off you go. The sky's the limit." With a final wave to his new friend, Rusty spread his wings and took off into the sunset, his heart full of excitement for all the adventures that awaited him. And as he flew back towards the city, he knew that this was just the beginning of a whole new chapter in his life, one filled with wonder, friendship, and the joy of soaring through the skies.
What a fantastic story! Thank you so much, Iona, for your super cool idea.
Yes, it was really a lovely tale about dreams coming true and unexpected friendships. Just like how chameleons change colors to express feelings, the robot learned to express his dreams and make them a reality.
Another great connection, Aida. It's fascinating how much we can learn from both stories and animals.
It really is. But now it's starting to be time to wrap up for tonight.
Yes, unfortunately. Thank you for listening tonight. Sweet dreams about colorful chameleons and magical robots.
Good night, all you story listeners. We'll be back soon again with new exciting tales.
And remember, just like the robot and the rooster, dreams can come true in the most unexpected ways. Good night, and try not to sprout wings in your sleep.